Hey guys, we are starting this week off with another day of some difficult energetics today. However, whenever there's a challenge, there's also an opportunity for growth, and that is one of the things that I'm going to be focusing on in my report today, alongside describing these challenging energetics that we are also experiencing today moving into this week. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Aubrey. Today is Monday, August 2nd. Welcome to August 2021, and this is my astrological outlook for the day. So we have a pretty significant day energetically today. There are a few things going on that really kind of make it somewhat polarizing and oppressive feeling, just in terms of the energetic nature that is abounding today. First of all, today is a black moon day, which means the moon is in Gemini. The black moon recently moved into Gemini. The black moon rules our shadow side issues, like our deep traumas that create these subconscious patterns that cause these cyclical behavior cycles that we experience in our life, but we don't really see or understand because they're operating out of the subconscious, and it's really things that we don't really like to look at, and so it can bring up a lot of these like really deep issues and trigger us in a lot of unconscious ways, okay? And when we have the moon either coming into conjunction or opposition by sign with the black moon, it really can do a lot to trigger these shadow side subconscious feelings within all of us collectively, but especially primarily for those of you who are very Gemini or Sagittarius strong in your energy, you know, sun, moon, black moon, especially Chiron, or just a stellium of planets in Gemini or Sagittarius. This will probably be impacting you. You guys will probably feel it the most, okay? But we know right off the bat, whenever the moon goes into the sign that the black moon is in, or the sign opposing the black moon, because the black moon works in polarities, it generally can just cause a heavier day, heavier feelings. And because the black moon is in Gemini right now, this can also be very much related to like our thoughts and our mind, and like how we're thinking about things. And it also brings up extreme levels of like contrast and polarity in things, people, thought processes, and situations. So we have that going on just right off the jump. And then today is also the day when the sun will be coming into an exact opposition with Saturn. Saturn is also like very heavy energy and holds things back, restricts them, controls their movement. And so the Sun-Saturn opposition today is also going to be weighing down the energy today. So we really have it on two fronts, which Gemini, black moon, it would have to be duplicities. We have the black moon, the moon conjunction today, and that is kind of creating a heavy vibe for us, sort of triggering those like deep internal issues and bringing things up really so that they can be recognized and cleared and healed. But also with the sun opposing Saturn, this in and of itself can make us feel, I wrote a whole bunch about it, it can make us feel isolated and lonely, frustrated, restricted, controlled, or like obliged or held back in some type of way. Saturn is the planet of structure and limitation and control, and opposing the sun is like our personal authentic self-expression and what gives us vitality and what makes us feel alive. So when you put those two things in opposition to each other, there is just like this grip around the life force, the vitality, the self-expression, like holding it back and like sort of feeling obliged to do or act or behave a certain way in order to like not create like a huge upset in the energies, and like sabotage also on the same extent the available self-expression and vitality that is there, you know, like sort of like this force is exerting something on you, but you don't really want to do anything about it because you don't want to risk losing what little you have left type of feeling. And it can be very overwhelming, and it can cause like a lot of feelings of like hopelessness and just pessimism and sort of like doom and gloom. So we have that going on, and we just want to be aware that a lot of people are going to be dealing with and experiencing these feelings and sensations today. And it makes sense also in terms of what's going on, you know, collectively with all of these re-emerging limitations that are coming back around. So, you know, they pretty much go hand in hand. And because we are opening this week with this opposition, and also remember, Mercury is still in a conjunction to the sun for this Saturn Sun opposition. They were an exact conjunction yesterday. Now for the exact opposition of the Sun and Saturn today, Mercury is just moved 1 degree ahead. Mercury is at 12 degrees of Leo. This conjunction, or this opposition, is at 11 degrees of Aquarius and Leo. Saturn's at 11 Aquarius. The Sun is at 11 degrees of Leo, and Mercury's right there at 12 degrees of Leo. And Mercury rules travel, communication, socializing, being out and about, transacting, like going to stores and stuff like that. Also, you know, really experiencing like the grip of Saturn right now tied into that. So there's a lot of justification for why people are likely to be feeling this just depression almost over the lack of ability to express themselves or to live the life the way they want to live. And then we also have to bring in the themes, the signs that this is happening in Aquarius and Leo. And so Saturn's in Aquarius, so this is really holding back and constricting and restricting the collective, really. And, you know, the Sun and Mercury are in Leo, and that is the sign of the Sun that rules the Sun of that personal creative self-expression, what it takes to feel alive, just wanting to be fun and joyful and enthusiastic and play and just enjoy the quality of your life and do what you want to do, especially also when you pair it with Mercury, the mind, that we have going on today, and we have the black moon with the moon in the sign of Gemini, ruled by Mercury, who is conjuncting the Sun, opposing Saturn. So really, like, potentially just like a lot of more negative thoughts today people could be experiencing in regards to their personal, like, freedoms, really. And, you know, this is the booby trap in a way, because what, like I always talk about, we don't realize how powerful our thoughts and emotions and what we're focusing on and imagining really is for creating the trajectory of our reality and attracting certain circumstances and things that can either help liberate us and create our dream life around us, or, you know, trap us and help us to build our own prison based on our fears and our negative thoughts and stuff like that. So with these energetics, it's really easy to fall back into those thought patterns that are really just perpetuating more of what we don't want. And so we just have to be conscious of that today and understand that this is, you know, a lot about what people are going through. And it's also, okay, I wrote, can also be like duty and obligation versus self-expression, or doing what, or being able to do what we want. Like I said, feeling like we need to contain ourselves also, especially with Mercury here too, like verbally and mentally repressed feeling as well. Like you can't really say what's on your mind about something, or you'll face these like dire consequences from an authority. Saturn also rules authority. So, and holding things back to maintain some type of balance or cohesion or status quo with the opposition. A lot of pressure from the collective or from other people. Saturn in Aquarius, controlling our mind and thoughts or personal self-expression, kind of clamping down on the heart chakra and the heart energy as well. Because remember, Saturn is in the sign of Aquarius, so it's like the collective is being stifled, limited, controlled right now. But Aquarius also has a lot to do with like idealism, and it's almost like they're also being forced to embody some type of ideal. And these energetics were actually really prevalent over the past couple days as well, like to fall in line with the greater whole, to fall in line with the greater good or else, and feeling very stifled in their personal authenticity, their personal, what they know is right for them to feel vital and healthy and the way that they want to live life, and also what they want to say and what they're thinking about and how they want to communicate, also being stifled in this effort to form this group cohesion that is based around this certain structure that really is like, I mean, it's just in the stars, it's just limiting that personal creative ability to live life and to express oneself and to express one's thoughts and ideas that are truly in authentic alignment with the heart for the purpose of managing the group, basically. Saturn and Aquarius. So something to keep in mind, and that is definitely like the energetics that are playing out with this Sun opposing Saturn. Definitely, like I said, some kind of control being exerted on the collective, Aquarius, limiting the personal authentic self-expression, the Sun in Leo, and creative thoughts as well, Mercury and Leo of the people, Aquarius. This, and also the Sabians are also talking about it today. For those of you who don't know or who are new to my channel, I look at what's called the Sabian symbols, which are a group of symbols for each and every one of the degrees of the zodiac, and they're a picture that describes that energy and how it discharges and resonates. And it helps because whenever a planet is at a certain degree, making an aspect to another planet, when we're looking at the overall context of this unfolding story, this unfolding saga, the Sabians help to explain the purpose of the transits at the certain time in the context of the overall blueprint. So I like to look at them. And today they're talking about it. You know, this Sun-Saturn opposition is happening at the degrees of 11 Leo and 11 Aquarius. 11 degrees of Leo is children play on a swing hanging from the branches of a huge oak tree. And remember, Mercury is in a conjunction to the sun for the Saturn-Sun opposition at 12 Leo, and this degree is an evening long lawn party of adults. So this is talking about Saturn restricting the freedom, the play, the ability to move and to socialize and to entertain and enjoy. All of these Leo themes being actually accurately described verbatim. Children and adults being limited in their ability to enjoy life. Children playing on a swing and adults at an evening lawn party. Those are the degrees for the day of this Saturn opposition. And Saturn is it. Here's the thing though, and this is where the advice comes in. Saturn is at 11 degrees of Aquarius, and this is of course conjuncting the Earth today as well, because the Earth is opposing the Sun always. They're in polarity. And that degree is in a quiet hour, a man receives an inspiration that may change his life. And Saturn rules quiet, and Saturn rules solitude. So really, we're getting the answer today. It's saying to us that both children being liberated and free to enjoy their childhood and enjoy their life and experience freedom of expression and movement, as well as adults being able to socialize and enjoy each other's company and be out and about and do what they enjoy as well, both being limited, both being controlled by Saturn under this energetic. But if we look at it from a different perspective, Saturn, who rules solitude, he's like the hermit, you know, in tarot, like going inside, being quiet, being silent, and opening to receive an inspiration, and then focusing and working diligently on that to change our lives. That is the best way that we can use this energetic. And Saturn opposing the Sun and Mercury also gives us like tremendous ability to concentrate and to focus and to problem solve and to strategize and to, you know, plan and make goals and list things out and be very organized and focused and hardworking in our thought processes. So we can either choose essentially to navigate these energetics today by feeling overwhelmed by all of the restrictions that are on us, or by these really polarized environments that we're in, and everybody, you know, with two, it's seemingly very contrasting philosophical world viewpoints of reality, both equally self-assured in the accuracy of their beliefs, pitted against one another, and both feeling like the other is the problem. There's a big push for this, and with them, it's all over the media. Gemini, black moon with the moon today, and Mercury in conjunction to Saturn. Like, there is a definite big intentional push to polarize people and to pit people against each other based on their belief systems, their philosophical ideas, and their world views, and really cause them to want to like really come for the other side. But it's a distraction. It's distracting us, because really we should be using all of this mental energy and all of this Saturnian energy to focus, to concentrate, and to not lose sight of what's really going on with the greater story, the greater pictures of things, which is that we are transitioning into the age of Aquarius right now. And regardless whether it's manifested in our lives personally yet, we're in that creative process. And alongside all of these more difficult transits that we have going on, there's always this opportunity to use them to truly like forward our growth and development in creating what we really want, because we're moving into the age of Aquarius, which is the age of self-empowerment, self-knowledge, self-mastery, self-reliance. And the transition is going to be more and more people coming fully integrated within their divine masculine and their divine feminine inside of them. And that is also a journey that Venus and Mars are on right now that I'm following closely and talking about a lot. And it's going to be going on over, this year into next year. And that process is really bringing us all into a new sense of personal empowerment. And once through this process, as we come back into our own personal power, as we come back into a true understanding of our internal value and what that can actually create and do in this paradigm, in this dimension, like in this reality, we're going to start using our mind and using our personal abilities differently. And that is really going to create and open up so many opportunities for us to build our lives around the gifts and the talents that we came in with, and cultivate those and develop them into their true potential. And in that process, we'll be creating these beautiful, successful lives for ourselves, and we'll be benefiting the world way more than we are able to through whatever mundane job we've been doing up until this point that doesn't necessarily align with who we are, what we're good at even, or what we care about, or what we're passionate about. It's a transition from following the leader and falling in line to genuinely creating out of one's own personal ingenuity and brilliance and trust and belief in their self and their value and what they can create and contribute, and doing so passionately because it's aligned with their genuine truth. So that's where we're going, and we really all should be in a process right now of planning out and trying our best to get excited about the possibilities of our future potential, instead of just looking at what's, here right in front of us right now. Because if we do that, it's very, very easy to lose sight of the bigger picture and of what's actually happening, of what's actually going on. And when we lose sight of that, we either slow down or delay our opportunity and our ability to build what we want, or we can get totally sidetracked altogether and just start manifesting from the other octave of things all of these things that we don't want, and contributing to the difficulty that we're having in liberating ourselves collectively and moving through this transitional process. Everything is a snowball effect, and the more that we are seeing and understanding, being aware, never being naive of what's going on around us, but simultaneously understanding that that's really the illusion, because where we're going has nothing to do with any of that. And the outer planets are talking about it. They're all about, and then actually today, you guys, too, we have Venus and Mars, and Venus is also aspecting today. Uranus, now, I forgot, I haven't yet mentioned the fact that this Uranus Saturn square that we've had ongoing for a long time, that is really one of the foundational breakthrough energies that is transitioning us into the age of Aquarius, but it's also very challenging and uncomfortable, and is going to create a lot of really surprising changes, and it has been. But ultimately, though, it's for the purpose of liberating humanity. This is also being reactivated today by T-square, because, of course, with the sun opposing Saturn, we also have Uranus in Taurus that is there as well. So also, let's see, I think I wrote something about that. Oh, yes. Because of this square, there could be some shocking and surprising or impulsive or spontaneous things that take place alongside of these polarized control struggle dynamic type situations going on today, or there could actually be some things breaking through the hopelessness, or some really just weird, spontaneous, surprising things that happen that sort of break the tension of the sun opposing Saturn, Mercury opposing Saturn today. And Uranus, really, remember, it's working to liberate us and put things right, the great rectifier, the silver lining planet, really wanting to put things right despite these dynamics that are in place and being in square. So also wouldn't be surprised today if there was just some really crazy off the wall things that happen that kind of do something to sort of break up this tension that's going on somehow. And even if it happens and it doesn't seem good or it seems uncomfortable, it is Uranus, so ultimately it will end up having been for the best. Also, though, today, you guys, we have a beautiful aspect going on between Venus and Uranus. They're forming a trine, and that will come exact tomorrow morning. And remember, Uranus is in Venus's sign, so this is actually really helping today. And so there actually is a possibility, because Venus is also simultaneously in this aspect with Uranus, while the Sun Mercury opposition to Saturn is going on, and we have the T-square with Uranus as well. There is a possibility for actually more peaceful resolutions than we might expect. So we can thank Venus for that. And at her Sabian symbol today at 14 degrees of Virgo is a family tree. And Mars, who is in Virgo now with Venus, who's supporting Venus, his Sabian symbol at 3 Virgo today is 2 guardian angels bringing protection. So we are being supported, and we are being like protected and guided today by the divine feminine and by the divine masculine archetype. Even relationships might have some type of buffer from this energy that's going on, and there could again be more peaceful revolutions. Yeah, that might be it, a peaceful revolution. That may be with Uranus and Venus in a trine, and then Uranus in this T-square with the Sun and Mercury and Saturn. It might be more of a peaceful revolution, or peaceful resolution coming about because of Venus's involvement in this. Also possibly in regards to family being like a central focus of this somehow, with her at a family tree. And protection also for the family with Mars there in the 2 guardian angels. But generally, yeah, both children and adults being talked about today, having their freedom, their joy, their self-expression limited by this Saturn opposition. But again, great energy for concentration and focused work on how to enhance your personal self-expression and create what makes you feel alive in your life. So it's like, instead of sitting there and just like basking in all of this oppressive energy and everything that you can't do and how disappointing it is and how much you've been misled and all of this and this and this or whatever. Or, it might not even, it could be in regards to any scenario, not even this. I'm just using the collective scenario as an example, but this could be happening on a small scale and individual levels in all of our lives as well. A better thing to do would be to start making goals, start planning, making like a vision board or something, like really doing some deep introspective self-analytical work is a good way to use this energy to figure out what would actually make you happy, what you would have to do to get that, and then start thinking along those lines, opening yourself up to receive that divine inspiration that could change your life. The degree of Saturn and the Earth today, this is a big guiding sign, okay, this Sabian symbol, 11 Aquarius. And again, just a reminder, with that Gemini black moon bringing up more polarities today in regards to information and messaging, also triggering mental issues in a lot of people as well, a lot of anxiety, cognitive dissonance, panic, and also just generally people could be feeling very bipolar during this time, bipolar feelings and emotions surfacing or being triggered. And I don't mean in a clinical sense, diagnosed sense, nothing like that, but just as a descriptive word, just kind of having feelings and emotions sort of all over the map, switching back and forth, feeling like this and then feeling like this and then feeling like this again, and not being able to find the balance with that black moon in Gemini and the moon today. So that's really what we got going on today, you guys. There are very productive ways to use this energy, both the mental energy of the black moon, self-analysis, looking at your issues, figuring out what your triggers are and why they're triggering you and what really is bothering you about this, and what you can do to heal yourself from feeling that way, and simultaneously putting some effort, some serious thought. Mercury opposing Saturn, this is serious thought about what you can do to make your life better, to free yourself to experience that joy, that happiness, that personal creative self-expression that you want to. And what would the process be for you to, just start thinking about it, start getting there, start planning it out in your head. And then the more you think about it, honestly, the more you plan, the more you open up to possibilities. It's amazing how random things will start happening to enhance that process. It's I only talk about stuff, you guys, on this channel that I have like a level of personal experience with. And I have a level of personal experience with this type of thing, and I really have found it to be quite miraculous when you start really, like, in writing and journaling too is very helpful in this process. Really writing things down and writing out your plans and doing it as like a practice regularly with Saturn. It's really strange how this can actually like ripple out and start bringing in things without you even trying, that, like I said, like enhance this process and like open up a path for you. So this is the way that we want to be using this energy, like more, you know, if we're already lonely, if we're already isolated, if we're already feeling like just depressed about things, we might as well use this isolation as an opportunity to analyze ourselves and to really open to inspiration and to start planning and try to find something that inspires us that we could actually like start thinking about a path towards. And then as you do that, universe will bring things in to help with your process. So that's my video for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Share it with your friends if you think they would be interested. Leave me comments. I love you guys' comments. And join my Facebook group or my Facebook page if you guys want to, and I will see you back here tomorrow for my video for Tuesday. I wish everyone a beautiful day. Don't let it get you down, and if you're feeling that way, try to find some inspiration and write down your goals. At least that should try to help. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.